Welcome replay viewers, and good morning again everybody. And here we are still at the Long Island Railroad Speonk station, where we are now going to see the two regular Sunday morning trains plus the additional extra train today running to Montauk for the St. Patrick's Day parade at Montauk. So in sequence of appearance, there'll be the Babylon to Speonk train 8730 arriving at 9:27. And then there'll be the regular Sunday express train from Jamaica to Montauk departing 9:37 from Speonk, and followed today by an extra train 8722. That'll leave here at 8:53. So the folks going to Montauk for the parade have two options right now. I'm sure most of them will take the earlier train if it's not too crowded. KC Pilot, good morning to you. Welcome to Speonk. Beautiful March 24th morning. A little on the cool side right now, still only in the 30s, but no wind to speak of. So today is the big St. Paddy's Day parade in Montauk at the end of Long Island, the east end of Long Island. And it's actually billed as the second largest parade in New York, second largest St. Patrick's Day parade, exceeded obviously only by the New York City parade, which was on March 16th. So the railroad runs some special trains today to carry folks from up west out to Montauk to see the parade. And then later on this afternoon, they will run trains heading westbound to carry the people back. Andrea, good morning to you. Good to see you. So I did a live broadcast of the earlier train 8702, which ran today to go to Montauk. I don't know if that's uploaded to my YouTube channel yet or not, but we're here live now. And first we'll see the regular Babylon to Speonk train 8730 coming in. And then we'll see the regular Jamaica to Montauk train 8704 coming in, departing. And then there was one more extra train today, 8722, to go to Montauk. So that's the story there. Looks like we have a few folks coming to get board this train to go out east. Yeah, I'd say they normally do get a big crowd out there. I'm not sure how many are actually taking the train today. There probably were a lot more from Mastic Shirley than here. But it does stop at every station along the South Shore. So now as I'm talking to you about that, I see more and more folks being dropped off in cars here at the Speonk station. So looks like we're going to have a pretty good crowd get on here at Speonk. Again, this is they'll get on 8704, which is due in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if that train is not already overcrowded. And if it is, then they have the option of waiting for this special train that's run today, 8722 they call it. And I have my iPhone in my new DSi gimbal. DJI, is it? Yeah, I have one or the other. Osmo Mobile 2. So it should be pretty steady video here for the trains coming in and out. Thanks for that update. All right, I hear the horn of the first train coming in, the regular Saturday, Sunday holiday Babylon to Speonk train. It arrives here at 9:27. There's a connection from an electric train from the city, but then the diesel runs from Babylon out here. It's an hour trip, nominally. And this train stops at Bayshore, Islip, Great River, Oakdale, Sayville, Patchogue, Bellport, Mastic Shirley, and here then at Speonk. Craig, Mr. Master 767, good morning to you. Good to see you. We're here at Speonk. And here comes train 8730 in, the regular Saturday, Sunday Babylon to Speonk run. That'll be followed by Jamaica to Montauk train 8704, with a lot of people getting on board here at Speonk to go for the parade. Let's make sure this is tilted properly here. Oh, that's a little too much. Let's try right like that. I got this joystick. Oh, too much. All right, we'll leave it just like that. And all right, this is 8730 coming in from Babylon. And they'll pull this train into the Speonk yard once he discharges passengers here. Turn the equipment, and then they'll run it westbound at 10 a.m. for a trip back to Babylon. DE30AC 403 today. So that's good. All right, 4 C3s today, including cab car 5016 in trail. So nobody will get on this train here at Speonk, though. This is where we discharge passengers. A couple of people getting off. And then I see a lot of folks getting ready to take the Montauk train for the parade. Okay. That's train 8730 being pulled into the Speonk yard now. Oh, Craig, I'm glad to hear that. I'm telling you, you're doing a very excellent job there with these M3s, documenting that. That was great to see the few that you did last week. I think I mentioned in a comment to you about where you go through the Harold interlocking, to see all the changes there. The updates for getting ready for East Side access. Wow, this is a good crowd getting ready to get on this train here. A lot of young people, obviously. All right, this is looking east toward the east end of the platform and the Speonk yard. So these folks have two options now. They can try to get on the next train, 8704, which is a regular Sunday morning train to Montauk. And if that is too crowded, they can wait another 10 minutes 15 minutes for the special train running today, 8722 from, I believe this one runs from Babylon. I'm not sure if it ran all the way from Jamaica. I'll have to double check that schedule. Anyway, it's taking people to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Montauk. So there's quite a few people showing up right now, as you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. So it's about an hour and 15-minute train ride from Speonk to Montauk, approximately. And the trains that leave here for Montauk after Speonk will stop at West Hampton, Hampton Bays, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Amagansett, and then arrive at Montauk in time for the parade today. Oh, you've got an M3 to and from Long Beach. That's good to hear. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. All right, let's zoom down, zoom out. Yeah, this is a good-sized crowd here this morning at Speonk Station. All the young folks going to the parade in Montauk. Now, with this many people here at Speonk getting on the train, you have to say, I say to myself, how many have actually on board the train already? Because, you know, between Babylon and here, there's 8 other stations. And if any folks came out from New York City, from Jamaica, let's look west here now. I can read the comments. All right, I'm at the west end of the Long Island Railroad Speonk Station. We're located 71 miles east of Penn Station, here on the south shore of Long Island, New York, in Suffolk County. Next train due in at 9:37 is train 8704, Jamaica to Montauk, regular Saturday, Sunday train. Usually this time of year they run this with a set of 5 or 6 Kawasaki C3s. We'll see what they do today though for the St. Patrick's Day crowds. Might even be an 8-car set. Let me check my time here, folks. Yeah, easier said than done. My watch is hidden underneath my jacket sleeve. 9:30. So we have a few more minutes before 8704 arrives. Let me just show you around the area here. We'll pan to the south. These are all brand new apartments going up here at right next to the Speonk station here in Speonk, which is at the western end of Southampton Township. And for those of you not familiar with Speonk and the Speonk station, this is about the easternmost limit of regular commuting to New York City on the Long Island Railroad, because it's nominally a 2-hour to 2-hour and 15-minute ride between here and Penn Station, depending upon whether you have to transfer at Jamaica or not, or at Babylon. When I go in early in the morning, I take what they call a 1-seat ride train, the dual mode train, from Speonk to Penn Station, and that runs an hour and 56 minutes between here and Penn Station. But nominally they're 2 hour and 10-minute trips. So it's about the limit of the commuting distance on the south shore of Long Island. Yeah, Andrea, I have to agree with that statement. I'm sure there's still going to be quite a bit of heavy traffic on Sunrise Highway and then Montauk Highway heading east, but yeah, just imagine what it would be if all these folks did not have the trains to take. I'm surprised now. There's more and more people showing up here for this train. Obviously, they're all hanging out up by the passenger shed at the east end of the platform. I'll stay down here at the west end. Oh, sure, there's got to be at least 3 or 4 dozen people already. So here we are on Speonk on this beautiful March 24th morning. I think it starts at 11 a.m. I believe so. So this train would get people there in time if they get on this 8704. And then it's probably about a 10-minute walk, maybe a little longer than that, from the station down to the village of Montauk where the parade is actually run. Oh yes, dual mode, DM, yes, Casey Pilot. What they have is Long Island Railroad has a fleet of EMD locomotives that they bought 20 years ago, excuse me. And half the fleet is what they call DMs, or dual modes. So they run on diesel power out here in the diesel territory. And then in order to get into Penn Station through the East River tunnels, they can switch over to third rail electric power. They have about 20 of them right now. I think they lost 1 or 2 in accidents, crazy accidents. One of them hit a shopping cart on the tracks many years ago and shorted out everything. So they took that out of service. And then another one had a problem, so they converted it over to just a regular DE locomotive, just a regular diesel. Oh, yes, there is. Yeah, I forget the name of it. MyLongIslandRailroad.org, something like that. And it's supposed to eventually have that on, so you can have it on your smartphone. But right, you can see your train real time where it is. All right, there's the horn of 8704 to the west of me, coming through Eastport. Hi. Good morning. Oh, yes, very good. MyLIRR.org. Thank you for that. Yeah, hopefully we're going to get that up so we can use it on the iPhone and the Android devices pretty soon. So it shows you where the train is at every time, assuming the GPS system works. Oh, okay. It's an interesting, you were able to check that out through that site. Well, today being a Sunday, of course, is off-peak fares. So they're about half the regular peak fare traveling on a weekend. I have the distinction of being able to buy senior citizen tickets, which are a little less than half price of a regular full fare, except going eastbound in the morning into the city during rush hour. They don't accept that, so we have to pay full fare when we go in a weekday morning between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. But any other time, I have a senior citizen discount ticket. Now, I'll give you an example of that, right? It cost me $11.25 to go from Speonk to New York City one way on a senior ticket. And in a regular peak time fare would be twice that. It would be $22.50 or $23. And that's before the fare hikes come into play here the 1st of April. That's true. No beverages on the trains today. I'm sure they have MTA police on board to enforce that. All right, DM30 AC 519. Okay, and they're running an 8-car set today. Very good. This is usually a 5-car set, and today they're running an 8-car set to Montauk for the parade. So there's quite a crowd here getting on at Speonk.
Speonk station, Speonk, train to Montauk, West Hampton will be next.
Hey, look at that crowd getting on up there. They're still piling on. They have time.
Train to Montauk, West Hampton next. Walk back. You don't have to crowd into the first car. Walk back.
Here, let me show you this. We have a little sticker on the side of the car for St. Patrick's Day. Car number 2. Conductor is urging them to walk rear.
West Hampton next.
Get on, kids. Everybody thinks they have to get into one car. Well, probably they're all friends sticking together.
Stand clear of the doors. Get out of the doors, please. West Hampton next.
Still getting people on board. Okay, 8704 is operating with an 8-car C3 set today. As you heard him say, next stop is West Hampton, followed by Hampton Bays, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Montauk, and East Hampton, Amagansett, then Montauk. DM30 AC 510 in trail. Well, I'm going to have to recount the cars there when I set this up and edit it in the replays on my YouTube channel. I don't want to make a wild guess. Maybe they even had a 10-car set here. We'll recount them when we see the video later. All right, so that's the regular 8704 expanded with the amount of equipment they're using today. And this will now be followed by 8722, which is an added train today. And look, more folks are coming, so they'll get on the next one. Do not be disappointed there, my friends. There's another train coming. Let me get around and we'll see. Oh, they just did that. They sent out a tweet about the beverage prohibition. It was 10. You did? Okay, thanks for that update. So they're operating with a 10-car set on this one. And this is the train that leaves Jamaica. Obviously, it leaves New York City, with the electric train connection at Jamaica. But then it runs express from Jamaica to Babylon, and it stops at Bayshore, Babylon Bayshore. It skips Islip, Great River, and Oakdale, and it stops at Sayville, and then it stops at Patchogue, and then it skips Bellport and Mastic Shirley, and it stops here at Speonk. So that was quite a crowd on there, considering that it was a train that skips quite a few stations. Well, thanks for that update. I really appreciate that. All right, we're going to stay on the air. There's no point in ending this broadcast and then restarting another one for 8722, which is due to leave here at 9:53. We'll just keep an eye on the crowd coming in for this second special train today to Montauk. And here they come. All right, this says to me it's going to be worth it to take a look at the trains returning this afternoon. Let me check my schedule. Bear with me. All right, this afternoon they're running an extra train, so one of these sets that went east will return as a revenue train. 8725 they're calling it, and that's due to leave Mastic Shirley at 2:50. So let's see, subtract 15 minutes from that, so that would be 2:35 here at Speonk. And then that would mean 1:35, about 1:20 or so it would be leaving Montauk at the end of the parade. I'll make sure we cover that one also, because that should be interesting, seeing how many people are crowded onto the westbound train after the parade. I've never seen this many cars in the Speonk station on a Sunday. Really terrific. All right, again, this is looking east toward the east end of the Speonk station and toward Montauk. But I'm looking into the sun, so I'll turn around so I can read your comments. And we have another good crowd forming at the east end of the platform. And I'm sure the conductors are going to have to tell them to walk toward the rear of the train. We can platform 4 C3s here at Speonk. So they always platform the lead 4 C3s. People are rushing to get their tickets. Well, it beats driving. Andrea, you mentioned that, right? You said, wow, imagine what it would be, a lot of people going out, how the roads are. And I'm sure the roads are still crowded, but This is quite a crowd for the trains today. And it certainly makes sense to take the train out there rather than driving. Oh, 8-car set, thank you. Thank you very much for that update. So the special added train, 8722, then we just learned is an 8-car set. And the regular 8704, which normally this time of year runs with 5 and max of 6 C3s, ran with 10 today. Okay, if we didn't have that many people on the first train that came through, 8702, or it didn't appear that way. 8704 had quite a few, and then we'll see if this one has that. The point I'm trying to make by saying that is that there's only going to be the one early afternoon train returning from Montauk. You're going to have to use the 10-car set, and I'll bet you that's going to be SRO, packed to the gills. All right, this is looking west, up the tracks, back toward Eastport is the next village to the west of us. But the next station is at Mastic Shirley, which is 15 minutes by rail. We'll just pan around here again. The burgeoning community of Speonk. These brand new apartments going up next to the station here. They're going to be very popular. These apartments are going to go fast. Although I understand also there's a certain percentage of them set aside for limited income folks. So it's not like it's a Hamptons resort apartment complex. This is for the regular working people, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of commuters from this complex. Now, after this next special train departs Speonk at 9:53, then we have the regular 10 o'clock train that runs from Speonk to Babylon. And then you transfer at Babylon to an 11:05 train that gets you to Penn Station about 12:15. That runs on Saturday and Sunday. You just... Oh yeah, I don't have my schedule memorized. There is a later afternoon train normally that runs from Montauk to Jamaica. So they have the extra one today. And then, of course, in the summertime, after, excuse me. Sorry, folks. Sorry for that. I hit the joystick inadvertently and tilted you. I have my iPhone and my new DJI Osmo Mobile 2 gimbal. And it tracks wherever I point the camera in the mode I have selected for that. And then in this mode I also have pan and tilt. Excuse me. So I can just demonstrate that a little bit. All right, there we're panning with the joystick. But let's get back centered, and then we can tilt. So we'll leave everything set like that, and what it does is it follows my hand motion wherever I point the gimbal. It'll keep it steady. Pretty neat device. Let's check our time here. Jim? Okay, well it's 9:52. That's the 9:53 the train was due to leave here. So what is that telling me? I don't hear a horn. So it could be running late with volume of passengers traveling. Or maybe you did, Andrea. We should. The wind is out of the west today, so we should carry it from up the track here. Six minutes away. Okay. Oh, there we are. Here's the horn of the train crossing in Eastport. Probably Bay Avenue. Oh, I see the headlight now. Okay, so it's less than a mile to the west of me now. Let me get this set up properly here. Okay. I hear the bells on gates going down on this North Phillips Avenue crossing at the east end of the station here in Speonk. Oh, come on, Jim, get it level. Here we go. Let's see what we have here. 5:15, so another DM. So they're running that was for us. Four. So it looks like an 8-car set. Looks like eight today. They're running this special train. Morning. All right, so this is the special train to take folks to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Montauk. Here at Speonk, and we got a fair number of people getting on here at Speonk. Morning.
Hey, good morning.
How's the crowd?
It's all right.
Good. Good.
It's just a bunch of young kids trying to have some fun, you know what I mean?
You bet. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's great. '8704 was packed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honking the horn. Listen, Bob, I don't trust him now. I don't like texting me about him. You didn't see the text. He 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 did
toward the rear 4 cars. Yeah, that's.
East. If you want, we'll make it go the other way. We could do that. A few bucks, we can make that happen.
That'll happen in a couple of hours. I don't envy you heading west today.
What was your delay? Cops didn't get back on the train.
Oh my God, it's mastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's our second special train of the day for Montauk for the parade. Leaving Speonk. This is train 8722 special today. DM30 AC 502 in trail. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. And there's a good amount of people waiting here for the train heading back to Babylon now. So let's stick around for that. This is a train I occasionally ride to New York City. Gets me to the city about 10 after 12. Okay, it's on the move and the gates are going down now at North Phillips Avenue. So this will be a cab car in the lead. Speonk to Babylon train. Transfer at Babylon to the train to New York City, which is normally a skip-stop electric. Cab car 5016 today. Four C3s. That's their normal, so they're not opening up the lead car yet. Probably by the time they get to Patchogue or Sayville, they'll have to open it up. Kawasaki C3 Bilevel Passenger Coach. This is a cab car, 5016, where the engineer operates the train from the control cab up here when it's heading westbound. So, yeah, this is a New York City train. Some young folks missed the train going east.
Montauk.
Oh, you going to Montauk? Yeah, you missed the train.
That's too bad. they'll drive. And here he goes. Next stop, Mastic Shirley. This is my conductor friend. DE30 AC 403. Okay, folks. Hope you enjoyed that this morning. I'll be back on the air this afternoon, but I think what I'll do is I'll go to Mastic Shirley. It's a little closer to my home in Santa Mauritius, and I'm betting that train is going to be packed when it arrives there at Mastic Shirley. So we'll see what that looks like. Around 2:30 or so, approximately. Okay, thanks again for joining this morning, and I hope you enjoyed this. So take care, everybody.